Hello, 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 everyone. Where have you been? It seems like last Thursday was 2 weeks ago. Time is really flying. I mean, it's just going by too fast. Well, anyway, I am Tanya Barbie. I am still a rose. In spite of it all, no matter what we go through from time to time, you still got to get through it. You still have to move forward. You still have to focus on moving forward and not looking back. We're going to have issues. We're going to have problems. We're going to have challenges, and that's okay. It's part of life. Has there been anyone that you know of that has had a smooth ride no matter what? Doesn't work that way. So we might as well do our best to move forward and be that best, beautiful rose that God had intended us to be. Well, I've been talking to a lot of young people, and they have got me wired. I'm talking to their moms, I'm talking to their dads, I'm talking to the millennials, and they're struggling. Zachary, please. They're struggling in a big way. First question I have for today. This is going to be a big topic. Mommies, mom. Why are you raising little boys? And daddies, you are not hurting baby mama. You are destroying young women. So this is going to be a little deep. I might get emotional because it's hit home. And I just want to get some things off my chest, and hopefully you will share this because everybody knows somebody who's going through this. I'm sure of that. First, mamas, why are you raising little boys? Okay, many times the dad's not going to be there. Many times daddy's gone. He's just gone. He's not coming back. He's moved on to a new family, or he's just done with you. That doesn't give you the right to raise your son to be a little boy. And what I mean by that is we see these precious little babies. I know mine, my infant, when he was an infant, he's 38 years old now, God bless him. His name is Drew. And when I held him in my arms, I said, oh my God, this baby, oh, he had a head full of curly hair, and it just fell on his face. His face was full of hair because he was just a hairy little creature, but he was so adorable. And I just looked at him and I said, I'm going to protect you. I'm not going to let anybody harm you. And I'm going to make sure you are right no matter what. I said, I'm going to make sure you are all right no matter what. Then there's daycare. He grows up. He's getting older. The hustle. I'm talking as a single mom. The hustle from getting him from infant stage to daycare, the bills, the way that I always having to say, I can't pay you today, but I'm going to pay you next week. And I'm going to pay you double because I know I owe you double by that time. And I get paid on this day and on that day. I know some of you all know, some of y'all have arrived and you will never admit it, but I had to hustle. And I will never forget those days. Didn't have a car, so Metro bus was my best friend. I had that little boy on the hip. Thank goodness he wasn't obese. He was a little thing, didn't eat good. And I had him swing him on the hip and have my briefcase on the right side. We didn't have tote bags back then. And I would be strutting to get where I had to go, so to get him dropped off so I could go to work. So I remember that hustle like it was yesterday. And then there's school, discipline, principals calling, teachers calling, because he was a little social butterfly even as in primary school. Then he got to high school, social butterfly still. Young men can be social butterflies too. He was definitely one. Always talking, always socializing. Well, when the teachers called me, when the principals called me, and the counselors called me, I never said, this can't be my son. I would make arrangements with my job. I got to go to the school, got to take care of business. I do my yelling, my fussing, my putting them on punishment, all of that good stuff. I disciplined him. I never gave him without an assignment. So if he got a good gift, a nice, expensive gift, it was because he did something to earn it. I did not shower him with things over and over again so that all he knew of me was, that lady gives me all of my gifts. She's a provider. She just showers me with gifts. No consequences. I don't have to do anything to get them. I just get them. I'm showered with them. I'm the best. I'm the king. She adores me. She edifies me. No, I did not do any of that. I raised him with all I had because I knew one day he would be a grown man. He would be a grown man at one day or another. I was raising him to be an adult, because if we do not raise our little boys to be adults, they won't ever leave home. And when they do leave home, they're leaving you, mother, mommy, ma, to be in the home with a woman who is going to take over the responsibilities that you were doing in his life. Because he never grew up. You are the reason for that. So we have all these young men walking around with their pants hanging down that are 18, 19, 20 at home, no direction, no plans for life, no college, no military, just chilling, waiting for mama to cook dinner, waiting for mama to get home. Single mom can't go out to dinner with a date because he's got an attitude. He want to know who dude is in the driveway, and why are you going out with him when you got to come in the house and feed me? So that's the relationship that they start having as a result of this mother not raising her little boy to become a grown man. I want to repeat that. When we women have our boys, we adore them. We cherish them. We treat them like they're kings and princes, and they're just the best of the best. We adore them, whether they deserve the admiration or not. We put them on a pedestal. And then they get their first job, their first little summer job. The first time a boss snaps at them and says, you did it wrong, you're not doing this the way that I'm trying to train you, they get upset and they quit, run back home to mama. Mama picks up the phone, calls the employer on behalf of the kid, choose out the employer, as she did the teachers and the principals and the counselors when he was in high school. And she continues to do that. That's her pattern. Then when he gets his first girlfriend, she's in the middle of that. Every time the girlfriend says, you disrespected me, you cussed me out. Well, you must have provoked it. I know somebody I know somebody who is a relative of someone who has actually murdered his girlfriend over child support. And the mother says, well, she shouldn't have provoked him. Ladies, what is wrong with you? So I know the issue. Daddy gone. I got to raise this boy by myself. I feel so sorry for him. He ain't got no daddy. I got to be the mama and the daddy, and I got to love on him because I'm all he has. I can't let nobody hurt him. I can't let nobody mistreat him. I got to protect him from everything. Yeah, from everything. From life, ups and downs, challenges. You've created a monster. You've created a monster because you didn't help this little boy grow up to be a young man. I have two. I will never make it my fault that daddy is not there. I will never take on the responsibility of a man because I'm a woman. There's no way I can do that. I'm a woman. I'm a female. I cannot be a father to my child. But you better bet one thing I can do. Learn to discipline a child. Learn you cannot say yes every day. You cannot say yes. You cannot say, I don't care what he did. He my son, and you're not going to suspend him. You are not going to talk to him that way. You're not going to expel my child because he did this and he did that. You're not going to kick my child out the class because he did this and he did that. That's my child. I'm not going to let you treat him any kind of way. Lady, he's a child that needs to grow up to become a man. When your child doesn't grow up to become a man, he affects everything. He ruins everything. And sadly, you are still protecting him. That mother said, that lady, that young lady raising her child, she shouldn't have provoked him. Women, are we that sick? Are we that deluded that it's okay for your son to take a life of a woman because she needs child support to feed your grandchild? Why are we so sick over our little boys? Why are we so obsessive over our little boys? These little boys grow up to be men, whether they're good men or not so good men. We have a responsibility, ladies. We have a responsibility to make sure our children know the difference between right and wrong at an early age. I heard my son cuss at his wife one day, just barking at her. I said, excuse me. Don't you ever let me hear you talk to her that way again. And wifey, don't you allow a husband or any other man to talk to you that way. No, I don't accept that. I didn't raise him to do that. Ladies, we have to man up. I didn't say turn into a man. I said we have to man up, meaning you can be a woman, you can be a mother, but your responsibility is to make sure you raise this young man at all the phases of his life to become an adult, a productive citizen. Not a young man who stays at home playing video games, waiting for wifey or girlfriend or girl that he moved in with to come home and fix dinner. It's your fault. If you raised him right, he would be too fearful to do that because he would be thinking, what will my mama say if she saw me playing video games all day and my wife at work and I don't even have a job? What would my mom say? And go a step further, what is God saying if you raised them in church? What is God saying looking at me, seeing me play video games, get fired off my job because I don't like discipline? Bet not nobody step to me because my mama told me I'm the man. Don't nobody talk to me any kind of way. In other words, I can't receive discipline. Stay away from me. Don't touch me. I'm untouchable. Oh, you gonna write me up? Don't waste your time. I quit. And then these young men, they go out here and find a young lady who they can manipulate. Guess what type of women they manipulate? Those that don't have a daddy in their life. Those that have not been forewarned about them knuckleheads that had their pants hanging down, no job, no intention of getting a job because mama told them, I got you, babe. Mama can have the best boyfriend. Don't talk to my son like that. You ain't his daddy. Daddy ain't nowhere to be found. You ain't his daddy. And all dude said is, don't talk to your mama like that and pull your pants up. And she ready to fight the man. And all he did was say, don't do that, dude. You ain't gonna get no jobs out here like that. And she ready to fight him. She done broke up with the man because he has suggested to her precious little son that he got to get his act together in order to get out there and do right by society. Do right by society. So these hood rats, because that's what I call them, undisciplined hood rats, they go and exploit. That's what they do. They exploit these young sisters who were raised by single moms who didn't see it coming. Because daddy's so mad that mama said, I'm done with you. I ain't putting up with this. I'm out. I'm going to take the babies. I'm going to raise them. We going to do this thing. So instead of him saying, okay, I've messed up, I'm sorry, but I'll be there for the kids. I'm going to do my part. And I know good men that do their part. I'm going to write about these good men that have done their part, that have raised 4 children by themselves, raised 2 children by themselves, who wifey kicked him to the curb, moved down the street with a new lover. He moved in a house next close to them in spite of what his wife did to him, so he can help raise his daughter in spite of that situation. Good men. Good men. But these women, these young women, these women, I'm not even gonna call them young, daddy gone. So we gotta raise the children by ourselves. Daddy mad while he gone. You raise them by yourself. You want out of this marriage? I'm done with you too. Forget y'all. Forget all y'all. Forget the kids too. So, little gangbanger, see your daughter, they connect. See, nobody told your daughter about these gangbangers. Nobody was there. No man was around to tell your daughter, stay away from them. They are trouble. Nobody was around to do that. So you just raised your child. You raised your child to go to school. No, let's go back. You had that infant. You taught that girl, that daughter, to work hard to get what they want. You raised them right. You raised them to get the job, go to school, go to the military, whatever. And they striving. They educated, as my grandma used to say. They doing it. They kicking it. They don't see him coming. Then tackhead come around, talk that trash to him. But they don't know it's trash. Hey, baby, how you doing? Girl, you so fine. And you a good worker too. You just, you blowing my mind. I can't wait to have you in my life. You the one for me. You gonna take me here. That's where I want to go. You the one gonna carry me. Yeah, he said, carry me. And she, she don't have a clue. She hook up with him. Yeah, she hooks up with him. Now, his mama proud. You did it. You got you a good one. Never does the crazy woman say, you got you a good one. You better go to college. You better go get that good job I was telling you about. You better go back to school. You better shave all that stuff off your head. You better get it together. You better pull them pants up. That's a winner right there. No. She expects this woman to take this tackhead as he is. And she's so happy. Woohoo! My son hit the jackpot as is. She never encourages him to grow. She never encourages him to get himself together. She just so happy he hit the jackpot. On the other hand, on the other side of the fence, mama sees dude coming to the house with his pants hanging down. He got a swagger. He dipping it down low. He coming in the house. He don't even know how to respect her. He don't know how to talk to her because mama didn't teach him all that. You know, daddy was never in the picture, right? Mama ran the boyfriend away who was trying to help her raise her son. Everybody's untouchable. Don't touch no. I don't want nobody bothering my son. That's my son. I'm his mama. And you needed a village to raise him. You have ruined a person that could have been a masterpiece. You have ruined a young man who could have been a real king, a person of standards, stature, stability. No, you've ruined him. And this young lady doesn't see it coming. So she dates him. She's so happy to have this man in her life. She's having fun. He make her feel good because daddy wasn't around to tell her, you're beautiful. I love you. I want to talk to you about boys. I'm going to pick you up tomorrow. We're going to have a date. I want to show you how a man is supposed to treat you. A man's supposed to do that with his daughter at 10 years old, at 12 years old, at 13 for sure enough. If you ain't done it by 13, you have lost. You have lost the battle because by that time, a young girl doesn't know whether or not she should be with him or her. And that's the man's fault. He's so busy wrapped up in how that woman screwed him over, or how she done screwed with him and everybody else, that he forgets who he left behind in that household. Those babies. They're so full of resentment that they forget they're not hurting that woman, because she's usually have moved on. She ain't thinking about him no more. But those babies, those young girls, they need their father to admire them, to compliment them, to make them feel special. So when they don't get it, these little thugs come around. They got all the words. They done learn early how to sex them up. They done learn early how to kiss, how to talk them clothes off of them. Daddy ain't nowhere in the picture. Daddy don't even know the little girls. And then these girls get hooked up with them. They get babies with them. And then that's when the vicious cycle starts. So the young lady now got a good job. She got it going on. At work, she's edified. Oh, wow, she's our best. Give her an award. Give her a cash award. Give her a promotion. She moving on up. Gone to college. Doing well for herself. But whoops, got pregnant. And ladies, many times these baby girls get pregnant to hold on to the man. Who told them holding on to a man is easy when you got a baby by him? And don't let these knuckleheads already have babies by other women. They really want to have a baby by them. Then they never factor in, is he paying child support for them? They never factor in, he ain't paying no child support for none of them. They actually think that baby is going to make him get it together. But little girls, young ladies, millennials, how in the world is he going to be able to take care of your baby when he didn't take care of Susie's baby, Jaquita's baby, Lorinda's baby, and Tasha's baby? He already has 4. What make you think your baby gonna be golden and he's gonna do right by yours when he didn't do right by those 4? And you still have a baby by him. So when you get hooked up, he moves in your apartment, because you got an apartment, you laid out. You got a good job. You got an apartment. You doing well. You got your own car. He ain't even got a car, because he done totaled the one his mama bought him when he was 17 years old. So he used to everybody, his mama, giving him everything. Grandma too, just showering him because he cute, and they just shower him with gifts. So the more they give to this man, this little boy, because he's a little boy, the more he destroys, because he didn't have to work for nothing. He just waiting for the next handout. Well, my car broke, Ma. What you want me to do now? How you expect me to get a job, Ma? You know I totaled the car. When am I going to get a new one? I'm working on it. I'm going to get you a new one, baby. Just calm down. I think these women have replaced having a man in their life with these knuckleheads. They are so obsessed with their seed that they can't let them go. And they have created a monster. So anyway, I'm going into my story. The young man and this young lady, they have babies, okay? They have 2 together. young girl working like a slave. He home playing video games. She come home from work, ain't no food cooked, ain't no newspaper open. In our day, there was newspapers. In today's day, all you gotta do is get on the internet and upload your resume, and you done. You wait for an interview. No, but he can't do that because he playing video games. And how appalling it is. He couldn't even fake playing and look on the computer when he knows she coming through the door, because they take you for granted, because everything has just been showered in their lap, just thrown right at them. So no reason to fake it when she comes through the door. So she's disgusted. She can't believe it. She thought she could raise him. She thought she could help him grow. She thought he could look at her and he be emulated by her work ethics. Sweetheart, you can't raise nobody's son. You can barely raise your own sons. How you gonna raise somebody else's grown son? So she finally says, I'm done. I can't do this no more. You got to leave. He say, bye. I'm out. But he doesn't just say, bye, I'm out. He moves with a new girl. And mama's all behind it. Well, she shouldn't have been so mean to him. She know it's hard out here for Black young men, and he can't get no job like that. She knew she should have given him some more time. It's only been a year since he had his job at the gas station. What more she want? She's so ungrateful. Just for that, I'm not going to help her with them grands. Forget them. It's dysfunctional. Something's got to give. He moves in with another woman. This woman don't know the whole story. She just hears his story. She feels for him because she ain't heard her story. So she all mesmerized and she falls for it. Less than a year later, she has a baby by him. So by now he has 4 out in the street, literally. He has 2 with this woman. Now he has a new one with this woman. And mama all over there doting over her new grandbaby. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He looked like Uncle Joe. You don't even had a conversation with him. Dude, stop it. Stop the madness. You talking about who he looked like. You talking about being a happy new doting grandmom, and you are in no position to be a grandma to all them kids. What's wrong with you? Ladies, we have to raise our children whether the man is there or not. Screw him. He screwed you. He done moved on. So you gotta man up and be the best mama you can be, not to keep that child as an infant. You gotta raise him to be a man. You got to raise him to be a man, because it's a vicious cycle. We wonder why we got all this police brutality. We got all these kids murdering kids. The mama's in the courtroom. Well, he stepped up to my child. What you expect him to do? We handle our business. We take care of issues like this. He had to do what he had to do. These are the women I'm talking about. We're creating monsters. Our children need discipline. Yank your child out the classroom in front of somebody, in front of his classmates, when the teacher says he been disrespectful to a teacher. And I don't mean beat him, just grab him. Let him know you mean business. He won't do that again. We got to start somewhere. You can't go beating up the teachers because they said they kicked your son out for bad behavior. I told one parent, "Where you going?" "I'm going into the school." I said, why you walking like that? What's happening? Well, my child got kicked out of a class because she said he was being disrespectful, but my child, that's his personality. And I said, hold up. No, you don't justify his personality. You side with the teacher. If it's the teacher, I think it is, that lady about 60 years old should have been retired, but she probably can't afford to retire on them teacher salaries. And you getting ready to go in there and beat her up because she kicked your child out for being disrespectful, and your justification is it's his personality. That's how he's supposed to talk. That's how he raised. So she gonna have to conform to a student that she is paid to teach. Does that make any sense to you? And she a big woman. She would have raised so much hell in that school. They may have had to call the cops. And that young man has a future in basketball, football, and he's an honor roll student. Ain't no coach gonna want to touch that. With Mama Bear in the background, at everybody that she thinks offends her child. We have to teach our children about discipline and structure and respect. I was at a restaurant at a mall, and the young kids, pants hanging down, cussing. I mean, pants literally hanging down where you saw all of their rear of the underwear. And I said, "Excuse me, y'all. Can y'all just calm it down with the cussing?" They laughed, but they calmed it down. When I was growing up, if we were cutting up, we stopped cutting up when we saw our elders. I'm 57 years old. I may not look it, but I'm 57 years old. Last I checked, 55 years old and up, you're a senior citizen. Why is that? Why aren't we telling our kids about respect, growing up, looking out for our elders, being kind, not dropping babies all over the DMV or wherever you live? Why are we teaching them it's okay? And grandmamas, why are you so proud to go to hospital A, hospital D, hospital F, all in 1 year for one child? So I know some grandmothers got 3 of them and they all the same age. And dude ain't married to none of them, don't intend to being married to any of them. And grandma I'm just a doting grandma. If we condone bad behavior gets worse. Bad behavior gets worse. I know a lady who has just attended her son's engagement dinner, where he actually got on a knee and proposed to some woman. But he just got kicked out of another woman's house with a child that he has that he doesn't take care of. Let's go a step back. He has another set of twins at another house Let's go step back. Another child at another house. Let's go step back. Another child at another house. And she there videotaping. No. You know what I would have said? I'm happy for you if that's what you want. But dude, how you gonna marry her when you in the rears of child support with this family, that family, that family, this family? And how dare you be in a position to be engaged with somebody when you just was in this house 2 months ago? So that means you've been messing around with this woman for quite some time to be so familiar with her that you're ready to marry her. No, it was condoned. She's sitting there. And we wonder why our children are so messed up. We have to discipline our boys. We have to man up, yet, ladies. No more excuses. Well, he ain't seen his daddy in 5 years. So what? Obama didn't grow up with his daddy. He was the president of the United States 2 terms. Yeah, but he had a father figure. Find a father figure. And if you have a decent man in your life, he can't tell your son to vacuum the floor without you ready to fight him. I knew this man who raised 3 sons. They were so awesome. Their mom was a crackhead. I got to find him because I want him in my story too. Okay. He used to vacuum my floors. Shampoo my floors. And there would be sometimes he would call me and say, Tanya, I'm sorry I can't come. Old girl done stole all my equipment. Another time, I'm sorry, Tanya, I can't come. She took the kids' Timberland boots. This was when Timberland boots was pretty big. And I would just be in awe. Then one day he told me, Tanya, I had to take a whiff of it because I wanted to know why this drug had so much power over my wife. And he said, Tanya, I just went, and he said he saw heaven. And he said, Lord have mercy. I know now I'll never get my wife back. So he divorced her. He raised those 3 boys. He lived in the hood. He had a decent job to keep food on the table, an apartment. But somehow or another, he got connected to an Ivy League school in D.C., and those children were bused back and forth every day till they got out of high school. They all went to awesome colleges, and they did very well. They now send money home to take care of him, and they pay for an apartment for their mom. And they keep an eye on her to make sure she's okay because I presume now she's recovering addict. So now they're in a position to make sure their mom is okay on top of it. But he raised those 3 boys by himself. Shortly thereafter, he marries a woman who has 1 son. Her son playing video games. Her son waiting for mama and stepdaddy to come in the house and cook dinner. And he has no plans, no goals, no future, no nothing. Just sitting at home, being spoiled by mama. So when stepdaddy say, dude, you gotta get a job, you gotta do something, you can't just stay here like this. Sister girl, instead of her saying, thank you, Jesus, I got a man who married me, who's gonna help me raise my son, because he has 3 successful young men. I know mine is going to be the 4th in this family. She says to him, don't be talking to my son like that. You ain't his daddy. Now, daddy ain't even in the picture, but you ain't his daddy. Needless to say, last I talked to him, he was about to leave her because he has spent 5 years in that relationship. Little boy was 14 when he married her, and he could not get through to that young man. The more he tried, the more she interfered. She should have just held back, prayed, went to therapy, and let this man raise her son. But she was so protective over him. No, he don't need no job. It's stressful. Just let him go to high school. And he was in the house playing video games. Keep in mind, his 3 boys have moved on, married, all had 6-figure paying jobs. Mind you, where I said they came from, where they came from and where they are now, because of discipline and structure and guidance. But women, we want to stand in the way. We want to stand in the way of these children getting what they deserve and what they need, so that they can be the best men that they can be. Then marry those good girls, because they wouldn't want to have seeds all over the universe. They will marry a woman and provide for her, not wait for her to provide for him. So, daddies, love on your daughters. Tell them, warn them about, protect them from those knuckleheads, because those knuckleheads mean them no good. Those knuckleheads are dangerous, because, see, you don't know how weak they might be. Strong on the job, but you don't know what can break them, because the swagger confuses them. It makes them think they hit the jackpot. But what they don't understand until too late, they've ruined their lives. And it'll take a minute to get back on track, because that hurts a woman. It hurts her heart. It hurts her mind. The devil always says, oh, look at you. There goes another one. You about to be messed up again. You're a fool. You let this man take advantage of you. Now look at you. Now you left holding the bag. So no matter how high you go on the job, you're hearing all this negativity in your head about what this person did to you. So men, raise your daughters. I don't care if you hate their mama. You have a responsibility to make sure that little girl knows a man from a thug. It's your responsibility to give her so much love, she ain't looking for love in the street. Give her so much love, she don't get confused. Give her so much love, can't nobody take her on the other side of the tracks. Because she getting so much love here, she just want a replica of it when she gets older. They're so confused because the daddies ain't present. They're so confused because the daddy didn't warn them. They're so trusting because nobody told them about these knuckleheads. And when they pop up, it's too late. It's a hustle that they get intertwined in. They get too tangled up in. And it's too late to get untangled from a disastrous situation, especially when children are involved. It's a vicious cycle. And then these kids all grow up, and then they have grandchildren. And we wonder why we're all jacked up right now. Nobody's on the same accord. Nobody's working together in unity. It's a lot of strife, a lot of negativity, a lot of confusion, a lot of hurt, a lot of bitterness. And it all stemmed from a man leaving home or never was in home, just throwing out a seed. Shame on you. Leaving a woman to raise a son by herself, and you watching, because you hear about it, or you see him on social media with his pants hanging down and he not doing nothing but playing video games. You see it. But you done moved on. You got a new family, or you got a whole lot of new babies out there, so you really don't care. You don't care anymore. And daddies, to see your girl hurt after going through a situation such as this, and you turn a deaf ear and you act like you don't see it, and your daughter's hurting. I know you shame because you weren't there, but you have a responsibility to be there now. I don't care if she's 30. Be there now. Stand up now. Correct your issues now. Stand up like a man and be a man and be about your business. Be a father for once. And mothers, don't you ever justify why your son kills a girl, your grandchild's mother. How dare you? We have a responsibility. A lot of those young kids in jail. One incident, a young man killed his father. I bet you in that situation, mama was always interfering. Don't you talk to our son like that. Don't you do him like that. Let him go. Let him go to the party. So what if he came in at 2:00? At least he came in. What are you doing? You can never go against your spouse when your husband says enough is enough. I'm disciplining you, and you all in the middle of it. When you do that, you make that little boy, that young man, that teenager do the same, and he starts disrespecting his dad. And in this case, I bet you she looking real stupid now, no husband, and now baby boy looking real pretty. I bet you he ain't looking pretty now. Now he in jail. He killed his dad in Bowie, Maryland at a park. I bet you she was that kind of mom that was always in the middle. Always. Don't you talk to him like that. Don't you tell him that. He can go out if he want to. He can bring a girl in if he want to. At least he in the house. Why are you so obsessed with these knuckleheads? Do you want him to be your boyfriend? Are you sick? We got to grow up. We got to grow up for our boys. I took my son, 14, to a recruitment meeting. They're already looking at him. God bless him. God bless his coaches. Thank you, Jesus, for covering him. He ain't got no daddy in the picture who's consistent, but he got coaches that are consistent. Coach Tim Bannister, I love you from the bottom of my heart. Coach Howard, you guys are you guys are there. You're on point. You're covering my baby. And I appreciate you for that. His big brother, Drew, when my son went into that meeting room, he looked at those men. My son was erect. He shook his hand firmly, and he looked him in his eye, and he said, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You making good grades? Yes, sir. I'm on the honor roll, sir. What positions you play? Sir, I play linebacker, sir. I play this, I play that. I don't know the rest of them. I lost it after that because I had tears in my eyes because I've taught him. I taught him. I repeat, I taught him at 8, 9 years old how to shake a hand firmly. I learned it when I got my MBA. That was one of the classes we took about business, how you look more professional, more trustworthy if you have a firm handshake. Otherwise, nobody gonna believe you. They're not gonna trust you. If you all limpy and you acting like you don't want to touch nobody, that's what hand sanitizer's for. You give them a hand, and I don't mean squeeze their hand till they die. I mean just a firm handshake. And I taught my baby that. And he did it. He did it. And that coach said, "Wow, how old are you?" 14, sir. Just turned 14 last week, sir. Wow, you're mature. You're serious. You're respectful. You're on time. You already winning, brother. Sit over there right there. Mom, I need to talk to you when we're done. Another kid comes in 45 minutes late, pants hanging down at a recruitment at a Catholic high school. Pants hanging down. Mama rushing him in, even though they're an hour late. Pants hanging down. I have to reiterate that because I don't understand that till this day. While the head coach is talking, 12 coaches are lined up on the outside of the meeting room. They're in the room, but they're not sitting. They're standing up on the counter, standing over the counter. 12 coaches, y'all. I counted them. The head coach is talking. Dude with the pants hanging down is texting. I would have pinched my son's thigh until it turned blue in a situation like that because I couldn't yank him out of there. It was a full room. However, I would have let little boy know, "I'm sorry, you're in the wrong place. You don't do that. If you can't take this meeting serious, then you shouldn't be here. Let's go home. You're already late." She allowed him to text. I don't think the coach saw him because that kind of coach looked like he would have told him that's okay. You come back next year when you're ready. My point in all this is, I don't care how good your kid is in basketball, football, baseball. If they don't even have a courtesy to know how to greet an adult, respond to adult. I teach my kids, please don't say yeah to me. Even now, 3 of them are grown. Don't say yeah to me. Please don't do that. I tell my neighbors' kids, yes, yes. Why? Where did this come from? It's okay to say yeah to an adult. Yeah. What is yeah? Why are we letting them get away with this? Why is this okay? And you wonder why your child is being arrested. And let's not go any further because a lot of times they've been disrespectful. You didn't raise them right. And now you the one all out in the street, "Oh, my baby boy, oh, my baby." At some point, You got to teach him to be a man. You got to teach him how to be a man. I'm going to close because this has been an emotional night for me. It's one where if we want to see our children succeed, we have a big responsibility. How dare it be okay for your son to kill the mother of his child over child support? It's not okay for your son to have 6 children and be $14,000-$15,000 in the rears for each kid. It's not okay for your son to get kicked out of one household with a child that belongs to him and then be engaged to another woman a month or 2 later. It's not okay. It's not okay for your son to live with a woman who's employed, working very hard, and he at home playing video games. And you wonder why that young lady is fussing out your son. And you call her and cuss her out because she shouldn't talk to your son like that. It's not okay for you to want to beat up the teacher because she kicked your disrespectful son out of the class. It's not okay for you to witness your son getting ready to hit the coach because he was pulled out of a game. And you not yank the hell out of him and make him not play until he gets his act together. It's not okay for your child to be 25, no, 18 at home with no plans, no future plans, waiting for you to get home to cook dinner. It's not okay for him to run a good boyfriend away from the house because he's trying to give him good advice. It's not okay. It's not okay for you to have grandchildren from 7 different women. You should be embarrassed. And your child's only 25. You should be ashamed. Men, you should be ashamed to have children who are successful, not to your benefit, not that you help them become successful, but you should be ashamed to see them hooked up with a knucklehead and you not there to at least be there to comfort them due to the pain and anguish these knuckleheads have caused in their life because you were not protecting them. You were not there to shield them. You were not there to even warn them of these type of creatures. It's not okay. It's not okay for you to have a new family and forget the family that you no longer have. These children are still your seed, and you have a responsibility to take care of them. It's not okay. It's not okay. Thank you all for joining. Hey, nephew. Hey, Melanie. This was a really tough night. I hope you share it because we got to stop this. I suspect I'm going to get some messages from women. You don't know what you're talking about. My son is this. My son is that. I was left to be raising him by myself, and we ain't had no food in the house. I don't want to hear none of that. I do not. You have a responsibility to raise your son to become a grown, productive citizen who takes care of responsibility. That is your job as a mom. Whether you have a man in your house or not, it is your job. And men, I don't care if she's the reason why you're not at home anymore. You don't abandon your children. You don't leave that daughter to fend for herself. We wonder why human trafficking is so prevalent now. Women are lured easily. Young women are lured easily. These young teens are lured easily because nobody's in their life telling them what they want to hear, that they're beautiful, that they're smart, that they can accomplish anything, that they're going to be the best of the best, that they're sexy, that they're beautiful, that they're gorgeous, that they're going to be the world's best. So a man off the street tells them this. He goes to their front door and picks them up through social media, and you never see them again. And you're the main ones on the news. Oh, I can't believe it. She's gone. I don't know where she is. She's gone because you weren't there for her. You didn't warn her about these sleaze bags. They're selling her for sex. This is serious. We got to do our part. Churches, talk about this stuff. Why are you not talking about this stuff? Why don't we talk about stuff that's uncomfortable? Because this is stuff that's happening. These prowlers are coming, predators are coming to your front door to pick your daughter up. Because they're telling them what they want to hear to get them outside that door. You're either too busy working, you're too busy chasing another woman. You need to be at that woman's house, your ex's house, to be a part of your child's life before it's too late. When they turn 13 and go outside that door, it's too late. They got her. If you ain't like Taken, if you haven't seen the movie, see Taken. If you don't have his intel experience, you ain't going to be able to find your child. So we got to protect our children from these predators, these thugs, these traffickers, these sex traffickers. They're no joke. Watch Lifetime. They're true stories. Watch them with your kids. We got to get it together. Please share this video. It ain't about me getting no likes. It's about us getting the word out there. Mothers, raise your boys to be men. Not raise your babies to be babies for somebody else to take care of. Because what ends up happening, they end up in jail or they end up in the cemetery. You gotta do better. You gotta do better. These princesses ain't gonna grow up to be your kings. And they certainly not gonna be that little girl's kings. We gotta do better. Please share the video so we can get the word out. Mamas, step up your game. Daddies, be in your daughter's life. It goes both ways. I ain't on nobody's side. I'm on the right side. We gotta do better. I'm proud of how I raised my kids. They may not want to come home, but they're productive citizens. My youngest, he gets sick of me, but he's gonna be a productive citizen as long as he's under this roof. Is no question about it. I don't feel sorry. Daddy ain't here. Daddy ain't coming here regularly to see him. I don't have any control over that. All I can do is be the best parent that I can be. Do my part and some. So what if I got to step up my game and I get tired? But God ain't going to put no more on you than you can bear. We just got to man up. Be that rose. Be that beautiful rose that God wants you to be. Thank you for joining. This is Tanya Barbie of I Am Still a Rose in Spite of It All. I will be this weekend doing Prepared to Be Pursued, a dating retreat with a girlfriend who's doing very well, Nikki Arnaldo. Check her site out, Prepared to Be Pursued, for those of you who are dating. Then the following weekend, I am speaking at the Women's Conference, the Empowerment Women's Conference at First Baptist Highland Park. Woo-hoo! And then I am looking for men who want to share their story about raising children by themselves. I need about 7 authors to tell their story. So on that note, I am closing out. I want to thank you all for joining Domestic Violence Month. So we need to share stories, put the story out there, help women not be in that situation, and help men not be in that situation at all. So feel free to reach out to me, and I would love to interview you. Also, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So wear your pink. I have 2 sisters, breast cancer survivors. And I just want to say I enjoyed you tonight. Please share this. It ain't about Tanya Barbie. It's about our baby girls and our baby boys being raised to be the best. They got to have discipline. They got to have structure. They got to be taught to be respectful. We got to do that. There is no way around it. If you think there's a way around it, you are highly mistaken and your child is headed down a wrong path. I'm just here to tell you. All righty. I'll see you next time. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I'll see you soon. Remember, I am still a rose, and so are you. And men, we have such a great line for you. Check it out on www.tanyabarbie.com. All righty. Bye now. Thank you again. Good night.